acceptance is one of the common factors in psychotherapy. Would you talk of acceptance here, as you talk of caring and
acceptance in which terms?
As the facility, the way the therapist works to turn his patient more acquainted, more comfortable with himself, with his experience?
Well, for me it's not really that.
Because it is a more common factor.
Yeah, but what I mean about, because here, of course, the care processing goes with the hermeneutical method. Okay, this is my way. No?
Yes, it's different. It's a different way from other phenomenological way, like Rogers or.
Yeah. This is a phenomenological hermeneutical way. Okay, this is a very clear, distinct ontology, and then methodology of interpretation. Okay.
Empathy takes a role there?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not in the way Les or others or Rogers.
No. No. For me, empathy it's a phenomenon, but it's just that. I mean, I can put myself in the shoes of another person, but it's always me.
Okay.
And one of the great scholars of empathy used to say that it's Gertrude Stein, used to say that not even God can become the other.
Yes.
So it's when I put myself in the shoes of the other person, I am always with my foot in those shoes.
Okay, but
my point about this
difference.
Yeah, and this also link between sorge and care and hermeneutics is that in my experience one of the basic problems of sufferance in the sufferance that we are faced with is the fact that the experience of living becomes detached by the capability of appropriation of this experience of living. Okay? So I have a particular experience. I cannot give words. I cannot, let's say, recognize this experience. Okay? Or maybe at this same experience I give completely different meaning that are not in consonance with this experience. Okay, so this separation between selfhood and identity, and this separation implies, of course, that selfhood is meaningful in the moment in which selfhood is in the act of living, always. Okay, and that implies that identity is always a reconfiguration of the meaning of selfhood. Okay, and that implies that there is a pre-reflexive, meaningful way of living and an interpretative way of appropriation of this pre-reflexive. Okay, so all that implied. When sufferance arises is when we have a detachment between these two levels.
Okay.
So the interpretation comes exactly in this, in between these two levels, and try to put together selfhood with identity.
Very well. So you have just finished to describe the central part of your methodology.
Yeah, and the central part also of my way of conceiving the meaning. This is an elaboration that overcomes neo-Kantism of the beginning of 1900, phenomenology, Husserlian phenomenology, and arrives to linguistic through general linguistic of Benveniste, through the philosophy of Heidegger, and to the elaboration of linguistics in Paul Ricoeur. That can be also and is articulated in a neuroscientific way, but maybe this is another story.
You put the central process much more inside in the patient than between patient and therapist.
No.
Mm-hmm.
The story of the patient is of the patient.
Okay.
The process of, I say, the encounter of the therapist and the client or the patient is the offering from the side of the patient of his own story in order to, for the therapist, make something about this story. But the story is his own. Of course, the process that is the encounter and the hermeneutical encounter, I would say it's a logos in the Greek antique way of saying. It's something more than the two of us. It's something that arises in between the two of us, but starting from the story, I am at service.